Podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
And I'm Cisco Garcia.
Our special guest. All right, I got something I kind of gonna open up with.
Oh yeah, I think my open. You want to hear my opening up one? I think this can top yours. I don't want to be like the dick sucking contest, but I don't think anybody else can.
If yours is better, then why don't we save yours for like seconds? That way, just so it doesn't overshine. So I'm like, I gotta follow up with that, you know.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the other day I was at this coffee shop in Sonora, and actually saw a drug deal go down. And I'm not talking, everyone's kind of seen that drug deal where you go to your friend, where you're like, you have that friend that sells pot and he, sells it out of his...
You don't know that till one day. It's just like you've been playing video games for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden you go over there,
he bags in his like,
and he pulls it out like the Charmander's like bag, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. By the way, people who listen to this in LA, yes, this is a weird thing to watch a drug deal here. Yeah. It's not like your place where it's every day.
In those nice mountain town areas.
What I just said, that's normal. It's not a big deal. Like, okay, you see him like pull a bag of weed from his sock drawer or whatever. Okay, whatever. But or like, oh man, you got just something very small like that. You see that all the time.
And then you look at him and you go like, oh, so clearly you have money now to pay back for that game that you lost a while ago now.
From the 5th grade, I haven't forgotten.
It's still written down on this piece of paper.
You know that Medal of Honor game that I lost?
You know that damn strategy guide you owe me, RJ?
Super Mario Land 2 for Game Boy.
Wait, was that Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land?
No, but anyway, so I was just sitting at it was weird. It was like, I was just sitting at this way, because I usually sit like in the middle of the store.
Now, which coffee shop was this?
Sonora Joe's. I usually sit in the more like the middle of the store, of the place, but I was sitting by the window this day, and it was almost like, it was like so weird. It was like a silent movie. You just needed a ragtime piano over it. Like you see like these two like very animated like crackheads just walk in like together, just like waving. It was almost kind of like a Merry Melodies cartoon.
Wait, the way that you're like moving in your chair looks like the like leech creatures from Resident Evil 0.
Or kind of like that. Or kind of like that wobbly kind of like black and white Walt Disney cartoon or Betty
it's
Boop.
Like always bouncing.
Yeah,
like Steamboat Willie.
But the crackheads, yeah. And then at some point like a car stops by, and this is the one thing I could hear. I honked, and all of a sudden it was like this lifted pickup truck. This guy, he looks like the guy from like those cooking shows. Barbecue, like he did the TGI Friday things. He has the spiked.
You mean Guy Fieri?
Yeah.
He has like the spiked. He looked kind of like that one. Very douchey. He had like a gold. He had like a silver like necklace. Spiked, like bleached hair, like mid-40s or something. They lean, like in a very cartoonish fashion.
The guy in the car, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a very cartoonish fashion, he leans out, puts his elbow out. He's like, lowers his sunglasses and scratches his nose at them. Then the other guys, like they get all animated, like woo, and they go around the corner, and then the
crack, what crack,
and the car goes around the corner. Then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay.
They all like woo,
Then 5 minutes later, they come by and they're way more bouncy and wobbly, just walking by. Just the whole time, I could just imagine just like some like old like a ragtime piano.
You just picture an old man over the corner playing piano.
Typical crack deal. Rag 2. Hey,
exactly.
Yeah. He gets tipped.
Or finds out like the husband, the boyfriend over finds out the lady did all the drugs. He starts beating her right there. He just has to like, has a little like circle, like zoom in on him, just like.
Hey.
That's pretty darn funny.
Yeah.
So here, this is what happened to me. Okay, I've been playing Resident Evil 4 speedruns with Cisco.
Yep.
Did you just spill mocha all over my carpet?
Not all over, a small bit. My bad.
It was everywhere. It was just like it was coming everywhere.
I thought you spat. I couldn't tell.
It was a spat. It was a little spurt. Yeah.
Of course, it's the same color as
like
the carpet. No, don't use that one. That's the dry towel. There's a green one in there somewhere.
There's a green one?
Is it in the sink?
This must be thrilling for the audience.
See,
the blue one.
Yeah, use the blue one.
Yeah. Anyway, so Resident Evil 4 speedruns.
Well, I'm gonna let Ryan. He's gonna clean quickly. Okay, there we go.
It blends in just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that tracks ants.
That's true. It is water.
I used to smoke crack.
All right, we're back.
So yeah.
Okay. I threw my back out while playing Resident Evil 4.
What? That's when you know you're getting old. Is when you throw your back out playing a video game. It's bound to happen to you at some point.
I mean, think about it. Video games are about the least active thing you can possibly do.
Oh, you're playing the Wii.
I would say, at least in my credit, I was playing the Wii.
You played the Wii version of the game?
Well, yeah.
I thought you had the GameCube. I thought you had the GameCube version for some reason.
I would have the GameCube version.
I don't know. That's why I thought you were playing that version.
How could I play the separate ways?
Oh, that's right. Separate ways only on Wii.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
but Okay, you know the part where there's a chimera like insect things? The first time you see them?
Yeah.
Okay. I had the most perfect run through that area. I literally didn't shoot a single one of them. A single one of them didn't grab me.
Yeah.
It was so perfect that by the time I got to those axes, I was getting like, antsy. So I ran through the first axe. I ran to the second one. You know sometimes when Leon stops but then doesn't jump? Then he jumps?
Yes.
He got hit by the axe.
I had
to restart the whole fucking thing. So that third time around, that luck was clearly not there. I got grabbed like 3 times, and that's when I threw up my bat.
What'd you do? Just try to get him off?
I was just shaking him off, I guess.
Yeah.
I think because I was sitting on the edge of the couch, like so tensed up position.
Well, that last speedrun we had at your house when I did the 2 hours and 12 minutes, I think I almost got carpal tunnel playing that time around. For one of the freaking, what's his name? We should call him Bo because he reminds me of a guy from high school. But he's supposed to be like Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah, Salazar guy with a giant statue thing is chasing you. That part, I was just like, shake it, ah! Like my arm almost fell off.
Well, that part is
terrible.
You don't need to shake it that hard though. It's those ones like you just need to shake it.
Yeah.
It's not like that's not like the harder you shake it, the faster you're gonna go.
Sometimes it feels like they're just like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, you can just like tilt the thing sideways.
When I play Street Fighter, I almost get this thought in my head. I know it's not true, but it was like, if I hit the button harder, then it does more damage. Yeah,
exactly.
Like for some reason, whenever I play like a Pokemon game, I have this thing. Whenever I select the attack and I hold down the attack after I select the attack, it's gonna do more damage.
Well, there's always like that Pokemon thing, like where everybody's like, to catch a Pokemon or like to have the ball like seal better, you gotta hold up and A.
Yeah,
it does work though. Actually, you have to hold both buttons.
Mm-hmm. No, see, it's always different. Everybody says something different. That's the thing about it, though. It's like I don't know if I think it's just more of a mental thing.
Possibly.
I think that's more what it is. I think everybody thinks it's like, oh, it totally works more.
Yeah.
If I hold up and A, or if I hold both buttons, or I hold like down and X, there's not an X button.
If it's worked, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. Well,
you're stuck in your ways.
Yeah. If you keep playing this game, at some point is lore gonna come in? Are you gonna be like Bruce Lee? You just like threw out your back, like fucking like working out too much, instead it's fucking Resident Evil.
Well, here's the thing though.
She like writes down your thoughts or something as you're philosophizing, like you can't fucking move.
Here's the thing though. I had to finish the game playing it on my knees because I couldn't sit down anymore. But I didn't. I was like,
I'll never play video games again. I'll show them all.
I had to get to a checkpoint though. I couldn't just let it sit there. So I had to play in pain the whole rest of the way.
What's your speed run? What do you got right now?
The Krauser part.
And what do you? What's your speed at right now? What's your time?
I think it's at like 1:48 or something like that.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I have that speed run at 1.
I don't think that Krauser part though, if the knife takes up that takes up time though, like that whole long video thing.
Are you sure?
I don't think
that's
so.
like 3 or 4 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I mean though. I don't think it takes up time.
I want to Google that and see, but yeah, I don't know. What you should do is just try that chapter and time it.
Yeah,
and then see that will be able to tell that way.
The chapter's like one of the longest chapters. Like really, it's just like at the end they just kind of get half-assed. They just like make the chapters really fucking long because there's like that first one, and even like the fastest it takes like 10 minutes.
The first chapter?
No, in the first on the second disc.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then but then all those parts though they're all like really like long. Where the other parts are like like under 5 minutes. Like in the first like.
I don't know why, but
all the village chapters feel like they're like 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, I did the first chapter. I was proud to say this. I did the first chapter in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Nice.
That was fast.
How much did it take you to do the whole village part?
I got to the castle in 22 minutes.
Nice.
Or sorry, take that back. 27 minutes.
Okay, I'd say because I got there in 28 minutes. I think 27, somewhere around there. It was under 30.
An hour 22 is what I'm at right now on the island.
You just got to the island?
Yes.
That's the exact time I had.
An hour 22?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Huh. That's weird. If I just want to see if I can beat it in under 2 minutes. I don't think I have enough time. I don't 2 minutes. 2 hours. I don't think I have enough time though. I think I need to start again. I think I'm gonna be like
no. I already know I made some mistakes that could be like better though. That's kind of the whole point. Is just keep could be better at that part. But I had such perfect puzzle runs though this time. Like I got those puzzles like the one with like where you have to slide the shit with Ashley. Like those old-fashioned style puzzles.
Oh, that's easy. That part.
Like
yeah.
I got that one down like perfect. I don't couple hits, and then I got like the one with the stupid like the 6 sacrifices. I got that like I didn't miss a single.
What is that? Do you know what it is?
No, I don't know exactly what it is. I just got it really perfect.
I fucked over on that a little bit. It took me like a minute to do that.
The part with Ashley when you're doing the puzzle, I don't remember. Is there a part where like
that part? I either get really if you mess yourself up on that part though, then it can be like really long.
Well, isn't it one of those things like? Isn't there a part once you complete that? Doesn't like one of the knights in armor start chasing you throughout like the little like dark basement or something?
Yeah, that's easy as fuck.
That part. That
part's easy.
The first time you play it was like scary and scary, but then once you realize like, all I gotta do is just keep running.
Yeah, because you're Ashley, you don't have a gun, so.
You don't have a gun. Wait, what else are you gonna fucking do?
I swear though, the only like there are two parts in that game that drive me crazy. The first part is, of course, the damn fucking fish because it's so unpredictable.
The fish part I always kind of have a problem with.
That part, and then, worse than that, I hate this so much because it's not. They don't just keep it the same. I wish it was always the same buttons. It's the fucking laser part.
The laser part's really easy.
But it's very
don't get too excited and think you can run through that fast.
You think it's easy, but then like you're like, oh, it's not so bad. And then you're like, oh shit, it's turn. It's A and B, not switch, and then you fucking die.
Okay, have you ever had the problem with the Wiimote where like you swing it and you click into like the nunchuck and it doesn't get like the full motion of the swing?
Yes.
I've had that. Like a lot of times, like in the Cars part, you gotta pull the nunchuck back, leave the Wiimote forward so you don't run into it.
Yes.
The laser part doesn't. I don't know, because on the Wii it's like 10 times. It's even easy. It's like it was already easy enough on the GameCube, but now it's like way easier on the Wii.
That's the one part I've always had a problem with in that game. I hate the fucking laser part. You know, it's just annoying as hell.
I think that's kind of weird. There's a glitch where you can skip the laser part.
How?
I don't know how. I didn't do it. But
I guess it wouldn't count for timing purposes, so we couldn't do it. But
some of those glitches seem like they might take like just the same amount of time, anyways. Because the part where you can skip the two El Gigantes.
How?
You pretty much you do the Dipman glitch and you run up to this whatever you call that thing. What the fuck is it? You slide across
the zip line.
The zip line. You go up to the zip line. You go across once, then you go back to it again. Go up on it and go through it again, and you go through like the wall sort of, and you can run around to that door. Oh, but when I was watching,
I think it's faster.
I watched it on YouTube, and I was like, I think it's probably gonna take about the exact same amount of time.
It's faster, yeah. I killed the Elegantes in about 20 seconds.
Here's something that happened to me, like not in this run, but the run before.
Yeah.
Have you ever had them once you throw one of them into like the fire pit, jump up and grab you?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that could fucking happen.
That's never happened to me before.
Did they grab you back in the water? Did they take you? Did they kill you right there?
Yeah, kills you instantly. Just like he grabs you, pulls you back in, like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Be very careful and not get close to that.
Yeah.
Until you kill the other guy. I remember that. Yeah.
Did they ever bring those things back in Resident Evil 5? I haven't played any of them past 4.
They have things like them, and they have one in Resident Evil 6 that's kind of like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think there was one in 5.
Actually, I played a little bit of 6 with you. Never mind. Yeah.
I don't know if you. Well, it's on the Chris chapter. And
I feel like I know Resident Evil 5 just because I played like the Umbrella Chronicle, Dark Side Chronicles. But
they don't have Resident Evil 5 and Dark Side Chronicles.
I thought that was Dark Side.
No, it's Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica, and then it has like a bonus mission, things like a Krauser Leon mission.
Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be Resident Evil 5.
No.
You sure?
Not positive.
I thought that was.
I know for a fact.
I thought that was part of it.
5.
I know, but I thought it was in Africa. I thought it was based in Africa. That part.
I think it was, but it wasn't Resident Evil 5 though, because it was Leon and Krauser.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5 is Chris and Sheva.
Yeah. Well, I know there's that extra thing where you go to like Antarctica or something like that, but it's not Code Veronica.
Are you playing?
No, that's
Anna?
Isn't that on the first Umbrella Chronicles?
Yes.
Yeah, that one, and that's like another bonus one where you play as like I think it's Chris and Jill, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Isn't there like a bonus where you play as like Anna or something like that, like
Ada?
on a Black Ops or Ada is on a Black Ops mission or something?
Yeah,
like
you always
that?
play as Ada, but it's kind of like the bonus things in a lot of these ones. Like Resident Evil 4, they give you like the separate ways thing.
Mm-hmm. I've realized that the Ada thing just kind of suck.
You know you can get the Chicago typewriter in the Ada thing though.
How?
You gotta beat the Simon Ada, and then you get the Chicago typewriter. That might be kind of fun. I thought. I hope you don't make $1 million again though, because you don't make very much money in the Ada one.
Yeah. I don't know. The separate ways thing just felt like a fucking pain in the ass. Honestly.
You know what's kind of cool though? The chapter 4 in the separate ways, because it was complete. It wasn't like kind of like I feel like I'm playing the same thing over again just with Ada. Like that part was kind of cool, and I do think like the story stuff that kind of explains how like she gets to certain areas and stuff. I think that's kind of neat. Like I do think it is kind of cool. I thought it was cooler as it went on. Like the first couple times I was like, oh, there's some kind of cool stuff, but like she's the one that rings the bell for like Leon and stuff
like that.
But I thought it got cooler as it went on.
Yeah. One thing though, something else about Resident Evil 4 that like I don't understand. I don't understand why all these Resident Evil 4 fans out there are saying that the GameCube version is better. It's not. It's so much easier to play on the Wii.
Well, you know why? Because the GameCube one, you can use the TMP glitch. That's probably why they like it.
Yeah.
That thing where you can skip like the garden area, and you can skip you can just get the Queen's Grail right away too.
Yeah, but that's the thing that doesn't count
for
the speedrun.
It doesn't count for the official speedruns.
Yeah, if you want to do it officially, I think the Wii is the way to go. It just is. It's so much easier. Like you don't have to think about the different buttons to press. Really, it's just 2 options.
Well, the best part is because you
get
get
more
control. And then the one thing too is like I realized with the knife thing, because at first it was throwing me off, but I didn't realize it's like, oh, if you swing the knife, you just swing it automatically ducks down and like knocks things over. Because I thought like went to the manual one, it's like, oh, this kind of sucks. This is slow and doesn't work nearly as fast. But I'm like, oh, you can just automatically do it. I didn't know that.
I actually haven't really used the knife on my speedruns. I've just been.
I don't use it on speedrun.
Yeah.
I used it on the 801.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And on the regular game.
Yeah. Now, there's one thing about the speedrun that I was wondering. The part where you go to the house and you have to kill all the Illuminados that come to the house.
I feel like
is that timed, or is that just like you? Because I feel like I kill things so fast and it still takes the same amount of time.
I think it's timed. I think it's one of those ones like
it still takes like 3 minutes or whatever it is.
It's either that or just the guy. It's just you just have to kill a certain amount of enemies. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always kind of wondered like there was a faster way to do it than just to run back and forth between the 3 windows.
That's what I've been doing.
That's what I've been doing.
Like, yeah, I'll kill like 4 here. Go
and
to
you accidentally shoot Lewis a couple times.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not like fucking.
I'm always afraid he's gonna die though, because like I always if you shoot him like a handful of times, of like he'll turn around and kill Leon and go, see you later.
He kills you? Really?
Mm-hmm. Wait, in what?
You know, like when you're in that in the house and like you're with Lewis.
Oh, Louis. Oh yeah, Lewis.
And you're like defending it. Like if you shoot him too many times, he'll shoot you and then leave and you'll die.
You know
but I'm afraid because with the Chicago typewriter, you know you're gonna like go and you're like, oh fuck, he's dead. Because so.
There are times though, it's funny in that game though, that like I kind of forget there are other characters in the game besides Leon and Ashley because you skip all the CGs when you're doing the speedrun. So I'm like, oh yeah, that Lewis character. And then like when you see him in the house, you're like, oh yeah, even though I saw you twice before, this is the first time I've actually seen you. And then like
he's dead.
And then he's dead.
And you're like running away anyways. You're like, whatever, fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck this.
Why were they really advertise that character like he is such a badass, and then like he dies like at like a halfway point of the game?
Yeah, like he could have been cool.
You know what always bothered me is I was always bummed that he wasn't one of the unlockable characters in Mercenaries.
Yeah, I know. That was really dumb that he wasn't.
I mean, like to me, it's like I know like Hunk's kind of like the classic unlockable character, but it's like that really could have just been Louise.
Yeah,
or Lewis. Louise makes it sound like a girl's name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we're gonna make those badass guy out there, but we're gonna give him a chick's name.
Yeah.
You would compensate for that. I mean, like Bruce, like going back to Bruce Lee for a second, his name, he actually had like a girl's name, and he actually made him wear a dress. So when he was a child, because they thought like some demon was going to get him or something like that. Well, a demon attacked like apparently all the males of his family. So apparently, but
so he became such a badass.
So he became such a badass.
He killed that demon.
Yeah.
There's so many things about that game that I wish they would just change. A couple things now that you played a couple ones. Like I wish like once you get the Chicago typewriter, you could just fucking shoot the damn fish.
I know. The fish part's like that's like the worst part of the game. I really think.
Are you talking about the thing where you're like throwing harpoons at it?
Yeah.
Yes. The salamander.
It's kind of cool at first. It's many of those things they're cool the first time you play it, but then afterwards, and I wish you just skip the Krauser with the knife scene. That just
the
it's like okay when you see
that
like
Krauser crap. I just hate all the Krauser crap. Honest with you. Like when you kill him, then it's like it just takes forever because he jumps fucking around you.
Blocks. So then he hides behind shit.
It's unrealistic. If you shoot a man over 1,000 times with a machine gun, he's gonna die after like.
Well, what about when he has tentacles coming out of his arms and shit like that?
I don't care. Even the way his face would be ripped apart with that many shots in the face. Come on, he'd be getting. It's like when they shoot Hitler in like Inglourious Bastards and like it's like ripped apart. That's what Krauser would look like after like one round of that.
But it's a video game.
Well, no, come on. You know, he probably can just, like, take those bullets a lot easier. Because Ada's the one that kills Krauser, strangely enough.
Yeah, I know. Shouldn't make sense. Whatever.
How does she kill him again? Is she just walking behind him and shoot him in the head or something?
No, you have to bat, and it's not the
I haven't played this game since high school.
One thing I hated about the Separate Ways was the stupid part, at the very end of it. I think before Krauser, when you have to kill the, or wound, I guess, because you don't kill, the, what's his name?
The part actually wasn't that hard. He just used the bow gun over and over again.
Yeah, but I kept doing that, but like the stupid like eye thing wouldn't pop out, like so I couldn't stab him with his. It just took forever. For some reason.
You could stab him in the eye. I just kept shooting with the bow gun.
Oh yeah,
that's all I did. I just kept shooting, and then he finally died.
It took me like probably 20 shots with the bow gun.
Yeah, well, I didn't really use the bow gun too much stuff. Even though I love the bow gun.
I didn't die. I just really
like the bow gun in Resident Evil 6 when you play as Ada is like I love that weapon so much.
Yeah.
It's funny because she's like the only person that ever has that gun anymore. Like nobody else carries the bow gun except for Claire, I guess.
But. Is the bow gun just like a crossbow or something?
Yeah, it's like a crossbow.
Yeah. Well, the bow gun in Resident Evil 4 is cool because it has explosive rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, in Resident Evil 6, she has like you can switch the ammo between regular bolts and stuff.
Is she a normal playable character in 6 or?
She's like you unlock her after you beat the other 3 chapters, and then it's like the 4th chapter is like Ada's. The only thing kind of sucks about that one though is you can only play it single player, so it's like you can't really play it co-op.
Yeah. So that one's more of a bonus one. It's not actually part of the main story. Or
No,
is it
it's
still
part of the main story.
It's still part of the main story?
Yeah, all Ada stuff's always part of the main story.
Okay, I thought like the other stuff, when they came up with the special edition, Resident Evil, like 4 for, I think it was PlayStation 2, they had the Ada stuff in there.
Yeah, that was the same stuff that's in the Wii stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still like, it really more just explains the main story more.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Resident Evil 6, it's like the 4th chapter, but you can't play it co-op, which is kind of sucks for the player 2 who doesn't get to unlock Ada for like the Mercenaries mode, because they didn't get to play it.
I never understood why anyone would really want to, other than when it first came out, why anyone would want to do a speed run or play the PlayStation 2 version of Resident Evil 4.
Probably just people didn't have the game.
The only thing about me, this is what bothered me about like back to then though, when they came out with that PS2 version. Like, I mean, I don't mind nowadays that they have the HD PS3 and Xbox 360 because it's been so many years. That's fine by this point. But the one thing is like, I remember like Resident Evil 4 was that almost like that pinnacle thing you could say like, this will sell people GameCubes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it says that on the box, only on Nintendo.
Yeah, it says only on Nintendo. And then like only like I remember like there was many people like, you know, I'm just gonna go out and buy a GameCube. Whatever, fuck it, I'll get it for Resident Evil 4.
Like, thank God.
And then they're like, oh no, PS2 version coming out. Oh good, I don't have to buy one now.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like
stupid.
It was like
fucking what's his name?
Capcom.
Yeah, fucking Capcom. Why'd they do that?
I don't know. Well, Nintendo must not have had that like the longest licensing agreement with Resident Evil for that long.
I guess so. Yeah, I wish they would.
Because sadly enough, like
that seemed like a ballsy move for them because they were always like, because they never really advertised heavily. We got this dark, bloody, violent game. They had them, but they never really heavily advertised them.
And then Resident Evil is kind of like on the GameCube. It was just like they had everything. They got all the remake versions and all like the updated versions.
That was for me. That was the golden age of like Resident Evil. Was when they had that wonderful couple of years when all
they had 0, 1, and then they put 2 and 3. And even though people thought 2 and 3, they're like, oh, it's not different. It's like, no,
it's amazing.
It's like it doesn't look that much different, but the graphics are smoother. And you can skip the cutscenes. That makes the biggest fucking difference.
If anyone wants to play a really good version of Resident Evil, play it for the GameCube. They are the best.
Actually, the Dreamcast ones are just about as good.
Yeah, the Dreamcast ones are good too. Code Veronica 1 was... Yeah, I don't know why. It got a little hard for me to play that one after a while compared to the GameCube one. But
well, that one is different because that's Code Veronica X. It's like the updated version.
Yeah, but like the original Code Veronica.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the one for GameCube's the updated one.
Well, I feel like now that the Wii U came out, come on, Capcom, bring it back to Nintendo. They have the capabilities to.
You know what fear I have though, since like the PS4 is going to come out? I mean, is that one just going to topple the Wii U, like as far as like power?
I wonder.
I mean, game-wise,
So
there's something part about PlayStation. PlayStation can never topple Nintendo game-wise. They just don't have it. Perfect example, look at that PlayStation Battle Royale game. Compare that to Super Smash Brothers. It really is. It's just like you like. I'm sorry, Sony, you just don't have. There's not even 5 characters in there that even like can be close to 5 characters from the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. When is PS4 supposed to come out?
The end of this year.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll have to
I don't know when the next Xbox
I've not really kept up with anything on it. I know that I saw some more stuff for like Metal Gear Solid 5, which have you guys seen the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5?
I read about it. I didn't know they had a trailer.
There's a trailer, and it's really weird. In the trailer, they're using the song by Garbage, Not Your Kind of People, which is a song you never think to hear.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of kind of hearing that kind of music. Like,
yeah, like for that Borderlands thing too.
Yeah, well, I don't. To me, video games like Grand Theft Auto using like licensed music, that's fine. But I don't like when I'm seeing this licensed music crap like in trailers for like other video games.
I'm not saying how cool it is. Just one of those things you never really expect to see it.
I guess I don't mind that.
You never expect to see it. It's a really weird trailer. What they're doing is, I think they're probably it's a Metal Gear Solid game. So what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to be like show you. They're advertising it like it's just like, because remember when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out? They're like, all right, here's Metal Gear Solid 2. You're playing as Snake on a tanker. And then you find out like just like the first 20 minutes of the game, and the rest of it you're riding.
Uh-huh.
And well, I think they're gonna do something like that. I'm just guessing because that's what they've been doing. It seems lately. And what happens is it looks like from the trailer, it looks like you're playing back as Big Boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is another prequel, and for a while they advertised this game as something called Phantom Pain. They just said, "Oh, there's a game coming out called Phantom Pain." And and people and like you had like one arm. I mean, some people are saying it's Solidus, but I don't think it's Solidus. You had one arm. You're crawling through like you're like crawling through like this through like a hospital while people are trying to hunt you down and kill you. But you're just like it's kind of like stealthy, but you could barely move. Mm-hmm. And then they realize, oh, it actually is Metal Gear Solid 5. So they just kind of like they're advertising like they're 2 separate games. They just threw them together. So
that's cool. That's Metal Gear,
and it looks very trippy. There's a part where there's
gonna be PS4 exclusive.
I'm assuming so.
I'm gonna assume so too.
And they show a part where there's like a whale on fire jumping into like the screen, and there's a guy on a horse that's on fire, and I think they showed a guy. They showed like there's a guy walking around with like a fucked up face, like he was in a car accident or he's like a burn victim, and he's walking around in a cowboy hat. So who knows?
Random, but sounds cool. It's Metal Gear.
Going back to the PS4 real quick. Is it supposed to have a Blu-ray player?
Yeah, it's gonna have a Blu-ray drive.
That makes a big difference for me.
It's gonna be backwards compatible with PlayStation 3.
Blu-ray player is Sony.
Yeah.
So.
Will it be backwards compatible with PlayStation 3?
You know, I'm gonna guess
transfer thing like the Wii U.
I'm gonna guess they might, since it's got the Blu-ray player and stuff. I know that the PS3, they kind of like at first they're like, "Here you go, guys, backwards compatibility for PlayStation 1 and 2." No, give us. You don't get that fucking back. You're gonna pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Pay the $500 and get the PS4 right away, because they might do that.
Yeah, I know. So you're almost better off just getting the first one. That's like strangely enough.
It might burn out like the first PS3s did, maybe. Or you get lucky like my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law Jaime bought the first one. And he's had it for like 10 years, and it's like perfect.
Because those ones, it's like I don't know. To me, I think that make the biggest difference is having like that, play backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
sucks to have to kind of like have to pull out signs your system. Like, okay, let me rewire this up again.
Especially because it took so fucking long for like the really good PS2 games to come onto the Wii channel. I mean the PlayStation channel. It's like for me, there's only there's a handful of PS2 games that I really care about, and I can name about 4 out of 5 of them as Grand Theft Autos. So like.
You know what I think about this?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas didn't come out there, and Vice City took forever. GTA 3 took forever. I was like, come on, I want to play these games. I don't have a PS2 anymore. Just fucking put them on there.
At least on the Xbox, they had San Andreas on there like the whole time, just about. They didn't have any other ones.
I don't know why. Like, I think when you think of PlayStation, you think of Grand Theft Auto. At least I do. And then that took forever, and then finally came out like 3 months ago. Jeez.
I know. It's like you think it's like how hard is it to like port it to there? You watch hackers do it all the time, and they put all the ROMs and stuff ported to things.
Well, it's obviously a licensing thing, but what?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is your deal, Rockstar? What do you have up your ass to not let PS3 do this?
To make more, yeah, you just make way more money this way, too.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's kind of the same thing I always feel with the Nintendo one. It's like how slow they release the games. It's like,
yeah.
And then when you kind of go like, oh, well, some shitty Super Nintendo game comes out, you're like, great, not to wait another week till you release God knows what next.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They kind of abandoned, like, the Virtual Console classic game thing. Now they just like make new kind of shitty $5 games for Virtual Console.
Yeah, well, some of them are cool though.
Some of them are cool, but like a handful of them is like, come on, put some more 64 games on there. Why is Harvest Moon 64 not on there?
Yeah, why is there not more 64?
That game should be on there. That game is so rare. It's a great game. They'll make money.
10 games on there for the N64.
But now they've just kind of abandoned it. That's one thing I'm kind of sick about Nintendo.
Even kind of like the 3DS. Like every single time, like I fill out that little survey for the points on Nintendo. Yeah. I always go, I wish you put some Super Nintendo games on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So I can leave it off like, we don't want fucking Game Boy original games.
Yeah, who fucking cares?
You know, how many fucking you gave us Link's Awakening. You gave us the best game. Who the fuck cares after that point? Oh, and Super Mario Brothers 2. Those are like the only ones.
How many fucking remakes of the original Legend of Zelda or Mario Brothers do you need on a fucking handheld? Come on, you've made that enough. Let's just move on. And I'm sorry, the children of the 80s are not
buying 3DSs
anymore. It's time to like cater to the 90s kids and put some more like great games on there.
It's those ones like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool to have rare Nintendo games on there. Like, I got a bunch of mine for free.
Yeah.
But it's like I say that every single time. Where's the Super Nintendo games? Come on, put the Super Nintendo games on there. That's what people really want.
Yeah, but they are not doing it. I don't know. Maybe they tried that experiment with like the Game Boy Advance and then they stopped.
Maybe they're doing this.
Well, they didn't put the Game Boy Advance games because the only people that get the Game Boy Advance games are the ambassador people. Like, so I got like 10 Game Boy Advance games, but they said they're never going to really put those on there. They might, but still.
Maybe they're doing this thing like they don't want to release all their good stuff all at once, and they're trying to just kind of like, maybe if we just release it, not saying I agree with it, but maybe if we release it little by little, we'll keep their attention, or just some bullshit
I think
like
that's
that.
I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But it's just one's like, I don't
It's just more fucking irritating.
If you give me one good game a week, I'm content with that. You know what I mean? But
I'm just like, stop making these stupid Japanese imports that like, it's like, oh, bunka bunka yay, where you jump up and down and like fill your glass up. That's like, oh, kids from the 80s love this game in Japan. I don't give a shit. Put like another game on there.
Are you telling me you don't like Sexy Poker for the Wii?
Oh yeah, well, there we go.
That's not a Japanese game though. But
well, I thought it was a Japanese game.
No. This is one thing. This also brought me out the Wii too. Okay, when you get a Japanese import, because you mentioned this, why the hell do they charge you $1 more for the Japanese?
Yeah, is it harder to like transfer over internet waves over Japan? I'm sorry, that Pacific Ocean adds about $1 to your like internet fees.
It's like, I remember that's like, okay, to get the real Super Mario Brothers 2, they charge you like 600 points instead of 500.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of when you go to like the store. Let's say you go to like a store in a small town and you're like, Asian sushi, $4. Yeah. American California rolls, $3.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Well, it's kind of like when you'd go to like, when I lived in San Jose, they'd have like a lot of comic book stores. They would sell Japanese imported stuff.
Yeah.
And they would have the standard. It's kind of like the same thing. They'd have the standard kind of like, okay, look, here's a Pokemon. It's normal wrapping, American print, $4. Here's the Japanese one over here, $10.
And people would buy the $10 one more.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, Japanese people, they're fascinating. Like, Japanese people are just people that speak another language in the earth. Who cares? Come on.
Well, I think the whole thing, the exciting thing about like the Japanese stuff is just because it was like it looks so different than the American stuff, and you just never, it was at a time when like you didn't get that stuff.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, you know, there's websites that you can just buy all kinds of that stuff, but back then it was like, where are you gonna find something like this? Where are you gonna find the Japanese version of Super Saiyan Goku?
Yeah. And that's there are exceptions. There are some cool Japanese games that I want to see ported, but for the most part, you don't need to put all these like stupid like dinky games that 5,000 people bought in Japan. Now like they want 2,000 people to buy them in America.
They ever bring Earthbound 2 or 3 over?
No, no. Americans have done like their job and like translate it. There's No, I got both the versions. Like these guys did a really good like patch for Earthbound 3 where they translated the whole thing and made it all real nice. And then Earthbound 1, which they call Earthbound 0, they did that too with it. I don't know if it's the same guys, but like they did a fantastic job though. Yeah. So see,
they add in like swear words?
No. They did a good transfer. Okay. I'm saying,
all right.
Not like one of those like half-assed ones you used to get back in the day. But I mean, like the thing is, the fans have to do it nowadays. Sometimes it, like the real companies actually can't do it. It's just like, and it's almost like, how fucking hard is it? You know what I mean? Like if 2 guys can do it, why can't you just get like a quick team together, put it out on sale? People are gonna fucking buy it. You can make some money instead.
Once you go to like Smash Brothers, you think people will gain an interest in Ness. A lot of people want to know who Ness was and where he came from.
Because nowadays Earthbound isn't like that kind of like lost gem game. People like, you know, as far as gamers go, they know what that game is now, and it's like, why would you not? Especially, you know, why would you not have released Earthbound 3 for the Game Boy Advance? 1, Earthbound 1 and 2 already came out for Super Nintendo, but like they had him in Super Smash Bros. And I think Super Smash Bros. Melee came out by that time before that game came out too.
Yeah.
Why? Just like seriously, it's like that would have made money.
Speaking of Super Smash Brothers, when is it gonna happen where you can finally play that game on your 3DS and play it online? Because you know that's gonna come soon enough. Well, people are gonna want to play Melee.
You think they just come out with like Smash Brothers 1 or something for the 3DS or something like that?
Yeah. It wouldn't be that. See, that's another one. Like, is that one even? Can you download that one on the Wii yet? I don't think so.
You can download Smash Bros. On the Wii.
Oh, can you? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm about 80% sure.
It was funny. I was reading a review on Amazon for like that Monster Hunter Tri game, the one for the 3DS, and it also came out for the Wii U. And I remember one of the guys was talking to reviews. He's like, "Okay, everything about this game is awesome, but why the fuck is there no online play? It's not like we all live in Japan where everybody and their brother has a fucking 3DS."
That's a good point.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what it is. Like, something about the Amazon reviews can always make me laugh sometimes. Some of the people on there. But it's like, that's how I feel though. It's like, sometimes, yeah, it works in Japan, but how's that going to work in the U.S.?
Some people, the Amazon review, that's like their like career or something.
That Amazon review, I use that for everything. When I want to check out what's on a movie, like special features, or like, they'll give you like, let me give you the breakdown of each disc. Is it worth it? You know, and it's like, so that may have rated like the new Bullet for My Valentine album. I was literally talked out of buying that album because of the Amazon reviews.
Really?
It was it was a half-half. Some people either liked it and some people didn't, and you know, the people that didn't, that kind of outweighed it.
Yeah. Speaking of reviews, something Ryan and I were talking about on the way over here is Roger Ebert. I don't know what you guys. I'm sorry if we're going to offend everyone out there, but when Roger Ebert died, I was like, Leonard Maltin's better.
I don't think anybody likes Roger Ebert.
Leonard Maltin's better. I don't care. Like, that guy just was a stuck-up prick to me. Yeah, he had cancer survivor, and that's sad, whatever, but you know what?
Everybody has cancer.
I didn't like his reviews. I thought he was, like, just snotty.
And fat.
Well, I'll say this about him.
Till his later years.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the first people to actually come on and actually speak about film very passionately. And he was one of the first critics to actually get out there. And you could tell the guy loved film, but at the same time, I mean, I don't always agree with him. I don't really take critics seriously, and I've explained that on several other podcasts. But, I mean, I give him credit for being one of the first people to actually kind of have a show and take it seriously and all that. Now, you know, it sucks he died, but, I mean...
His passion is commendable, but the fact that he thought that he was, you know, godly, I feel like
I don't
he
know
was
if
above
he did.
the average.
There's sometimes you read a review and he did. The thing is, there are some things he legitimately defended that actually kind of like, okay, he sees something other people don't. Like, he's actually one of the few people that liked Matrix 2 and 3.
Oh, that's good. I will give somebody credit for that.
Well, yeah.
Anybody who likes Matrix 2 and 3 is good in my book.
Yeah, and then there's other people, and like, but there are other reviews you'd see, like, you just didn't get it. And I'm not saying that in a sense of, like, I'm not saying that in a sense, like, you didn't like it, so I don't like you. It's like that. There are times where you just read a review, and it's like, you clearly did not get what he was trying to do.
Well, sometimes I think this is just natural. It's the natural order of how, like, by watching too many movies, you just start to become pickier and pickier the more movies you watch. And I think that's what happens. It's by any of these guys start out as probably fun-loving, like, I love everything. Movie is my favorite. I can just go watch movies all day and get paid. Yep. And by the time you're like, I've seen better than this. What the fuck is this? It's just bullshit.
Yeah. He walks in.
I've seen this 20 times by the same company.
He does like a journalism Q&A to a bunch of like young inspiring kids that want to be like film critics. He just walks in and is like,
I don't think there's a whole like section of people like young and inspiring film critics.
They want to. I'm sure there's people out there that want to, and then he gets up there.
The rally of young and inspiring critics.
I'm sure it exists.
The McDonald's crowd.
They're trolls. All right, trolls. Let's put it that way.
Trolls, yeah. Okay.
But no, he
like
gets
the little toys that are naked.
No, like internet trolls.
People that just like bash shit for no reason. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I'm sure that exists. There are a lot of people that...
Troll Society. Roger Ebert's Troll Society. People that want to bitch about movies with no real point
about they're, like, sticking, like, orange hair and green hair. Just like
no, they all have the same clothes on. They all have Roger Ebert clothes on and glasses and have that really fake smile.
They're literally the exact... Those people must be the exact opposite of the Amazon review people. Because you go on Amazon, and that's where the people who, like... Doesn't matter what movie really it is, like, there's always people on there that like will defend the fuck out of any movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care what they say. Space Jam is a fucking tour de force.
Yeah. I mean, you probably go on there. The thing is, like, sometimes people will complain about like, like the quality. Like, what the fuck? It's not in widescreen enhanced. Like, it's been 15 years. Come on. That makes sense though. Like True Lies. Why the hell is that not released again? It hasn't been released since 1997, and that version's not widescreen enhanced.
Yeah, that's true.
No special features.
It's James Cameron.
It's James Cameron. It's Fox.
Arnold.
Like, what fucking more do you... Like, I mean, like, come on. That was such a big movie in 1995.
I don't know.
Well, this is a complete departure, and I was telling this to Cisco on the way here. You'll find this interesting. Mm-hmm. I know you will, because we've actually talked about this before, and I was actually online. I heard this on a podcast, and then I went and looked it up. Now, first off, let me say... departure from what we were talking about earlier. Secondly... It's most likely bullshit, but the fact that this happens, it means Sega has hit an all-time low.
Sonic movie?
No, not the Sonic movie.
Worse.
No, not the Sonic movie. The Sonic movie can go either way, depending on who makes it.
Space Channel 5 movie?
No, it is Sonic related though.
The Tails Only movie?
Sounds like a porno. Tails Only.
Well, funny you should say porno,
is
Cisco, because what I heard now apparently Sega is hurting for money. They just lost their European division or something, or some part of the European division. So it's like, we're fucking desperate. And we found out there are people online, Sonic fans, that are obsessed
with jerking off on Sonic.
Something to that effect. To the point of like making their own fan-made Sonic porns and erotic fiction.
Sonic
hentai. They've just recently, this might be just a rumor, I saw it on several places, and this is a few months old by now, and I just found out about it, but still, the fact that this might actually happen, because I have not seen anything from Sega saying, that is fucking bullshit! I have not heard that. So that's the one thing that makes me go, I don't know. Sega might actually print official Sega license Sonic
Archie comics
pornography, yeah.
Under the Archie name.
Sonic under Archie.
You get the Sonic and Archie like
buy
crossover.
Buy your Reader's Digest at Safeway and buy your Sonic.
Apparently Archie's dying for money too, so we're gonna have like the crossover where Archie
finally has a threesome of them.
He has a 4-way with Betty, Veronica, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
He porks cream.
No one liked cream up until now.
Get it now for 99 cents.
There's even a scene that Jughead might fuck Big the Cat.
Throw in Popeye, why the hell not?
Oh yeah, so that might happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it is gonna happen. Maybe bullshit. The only thing that has me going like, I don't know, is the fact that Sega did not come. I've not seen anything from Sega saying, no, not true.
I'm just surprised. I could see Sega doing that with maybe other stuff. I'm surprised they'd actually go with Sonic.
It's like, if you're gonna just drag Sonic's crusty penis to the sand that badly. Like, why don't you just sell it? I was telling Ryan, why don't you just fucking get over with it and sell Sonic to Nintendo?
I think Nintendo would do so well.
They
Sonic.
would. They could make it so. They have the
Even though
money
I
to do
still see
it.
Nintendo kind of throwing it in like the fucking back, like we'll get to it, just like the new Star Fox game.
No, but I think they would.
And the Earthbound re-releases.
They honestly could clean up Sonic's image. They can make not make 20 Sonic games a year. Make like one great Sonic game, like they make one great Sonic or one
Mario.
great Zelda game
Yeah.
every 2 years. Just do that.
The only thing about Nintendo though is I just always feel like they just don't have enough time and like
They take
effort to make like all their series games. You know what I mean? I feel like they that's why a lot of their games nowadays are made by like other companies.
They are slow with everything. They just need to hire more people, more divisions, more teams to do these games.
Well, if they were to buy Sonic, it's one of those things I think would be a little weird at first, but we are at this point. I think if Nintendo would just focus on it, I think they actually would have a better idea what to do with it than Sega would.
Yeah.
That because that was J.J. Abrams that shit.
Even if they just kind of like licensed it out to like other, because Nintendo's kind of been doing that for a while. I mean, like the main Mario game and the main Zelda game are always mostly made by Nintendo. But then again, some of the side Zelda games are made by Capcom. Retro Studios did the Metroid, the ones with like the Game Boy.
Oh, those
like
are Capcom
Minish
games?
Cap
Okay,
and Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Yeah. Right.
Actually, after Thomas told us about the Sonic Adventure 3, I actually looked up the trailer for it, and it's just a teaser trailer. Now, I want to say this just as a Sonic fan. Well, we don't know what happens until we play the game, but
It wasn't
this
big
trailer
the cat running fast, was it?
it might be. It was we kind of feared. We kind of first he faced the god of chaos, then he faced the ultimate life. Now he will Now they will face him, or he will face his friends. So, which leads me to believe.
Fuck you, knockoff!
Yeah.
Don't! It's not my child! It's just a bunch of random scenes of Sonic yelling at everybody, like Amy standing there with a kid.
Amy standing there with a kid, like, get your own fucking like life support. I'm not fucking doing it. I got shit to do.
I have cancer. I'm going to space.
The Darren Aronofsky Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
It's like from Sonic Adventure 2. So like when he had to go up in space, like he caught cancer and
He got space cancer.
It's like a Superman.
Like All-Star Superman. No.
No fucking cancer. And Amy's like, your kid might have cancer. It doesn't spread that way. Tails, you got the money. You can pay for my cancer treatment. Spend enough money on you.
He just like slowly closes the door in his face.
Why does Tails automatically have the Robin voice?
I don't know.
It fits.
I had to switch voices quickly, so I just went to the closest thing I could
And I actually understand the Batman voice or something.
Hey, it's hard to kind of imagine Tails with the Batman voice like, God damn it, Sonic the Hedgehog, what you doing? I gotta fix my goddamn plane. You know,
you gotta fly around and whoop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
That's our thing. We're just gonna just totally just take whenever we make a parody of something, it's just gonna be the drunk Batman and the Robin personality in place of those.
Nice.
That's our new niche. No, but it said something like, "Oh yeah, now he must face his friends," and then at the very end, it just like flashes Metal Sonic's face for a second. So, which leads me to believe that you're Sonic, and for whatever reason, you're going against your friends, or you're playing as other people, and Sonic is the bad guy in this game for whatever reason.
The only thing about Metal Sonic, though, okay, don't get me wrong, I like Metal Sonic, and I know he's like a kind of like classic character, but I feel like Sega uses Metal Sonic like Nintendo uses the Shinoki suit for Mario. Like for some reason, like I felt that that's one thing about Mario 3DS. Like you want Shinoki suit? Here you go. Everybody has a Shinoki suit. You know what I mean? And Sonic in the last couple games is just like Metal Sonic's everywhere in this game. You know, you can fucking play as him now. You know.
Yeah.
Like they got it's like they almost just kind of like throw him out everywhere. Like, aren't you so happy we're using classic things?
Yeah. You forgot about the werewolf by this point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess the fear. One thing is that please just as long as you play someone fast, just be fast and move forward. That's all that really matters. And don't hold off on don't do all this fucking the slow missions or the shooting missions.
And almost in a sense like I don't know, they can do remember in Sonic 1 when they got the adventure thing, if you do that right, that's fine. But be leery about that part too. That part's like an iffy thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I think if they did something kind of where you had kind of like a world, kind of like a Mario 64 one, where it's simple, you just kind of go from level to level.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? I mean, they just they think they're gonna rip him off or something. Like I feel like that would.
I don't think like that. Like I'm not saying like he's jumping in paintings.
They've been well, obviously, but like something similar to that where he just has a story.
They did that in Sonic Adventure 1.
Oh, okay, that's right.
None of the format of the Sonic games has been consistent by any means, really. When you look at
like Sonic 1,
Adventure,
2, and 3, and Knuckles.
Well, yeah, but ever since Sonic Adventure, it's been kind of all right. Sonic Adventure, this is more or less Sonic 64, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then you get to Sonic Adventure 2, and then it's like, okay, all these bonus missions that you had in Sonic Adventure 1, they're all like kind of like just as big of a part of the game, and the speed aspect is only like 1/3 of it. Yeah. And then you don't have the whole like adventure field, which doesn't really matter so much. You don't have the adventure field; you just go from level to level. And then you got Sonic Heroes, just plays like a regular game, but then you have like everybody plays the exact same levels, and that was just kind of whatever.
You have like 12 characters in a sense.
And then you had Shadow the Hedgehog, which was just a clusterfuck. No need to retap that. Then you had Sonic 2006, which tried to retap back into the world and try to redo, make Sonic Adventure 3 more or less, but that just was also a clusterfuck. So because they just rushed that game.
And then it just clusterfucked after that with like Sonic
Unleashed,
and Secret Rain.
That's more. I consider that more of a spin-off title.
Yeah, that is kind of spin-off.
That was That's no need to talk about that. Just fucking
at least
Sonic Generation. We could just jump straight ahead to Sonic Generation. There we go.
Yeah, and then they made like one of the best Sonic games probably since Sonic Adventure 1, which was Sonic 4 Episode 2.
Yeah,
I think that was literally like the best Sonic. That's almost like the best Sonic game almost since Sonic and Knuckles. Like it is pretty damn good.
It is a really good game.
I mean, it's just up to par.
So. And because that was good, because Sonic Adventure 4 Episode 2 or whatever, that was like Episode 1. It was fun. It just felt really lazy. It felt like the same old thing. Where, like you said, number 2, it had that classic vibe to it, yet it kind of did things differently and actually made you use Tails. It utilized Tails.
Yeah, just like that co-op kind of thing, but like But as like a single player game, just like the way Tails worked, like he could help you fly, he could help you swim, he could help you do a spin attack thing.
The co-op was a little clunky, but the
co-op was the same thing as like Sonic 2, which was cool. I mean, like it was simple.
But I mean, it'd be like you have people like almost fighting for power or something. Who gets to go front because you have the whole like you hold Y and the character automatically catches up with them or something like that. And
yeah, something like that. But I'd more just talk about like when you play single player, just for the fact
single player
like,
works like a charm.
Like Tails and like you just get those co-op moves like in a sense like that. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm always looking forward to new Sonic games. Like it's supposed once, even though like there's a long list of bad Sonic games, like it's like something I still always look forward to. Like,
we'll see where this one goes. And I mean, because I had such high hopes for 06, but that one we all.
Speaking of high hopes, though, I do have something. Blockbuster's going out of business finally, and they have like $2 Blu-rays finally. They dropped down
right now.
All
right, good.
I bought Cop Out.
Anything else there?
I felt bad because I kept seeing like Cop. Yeah, they have some stuff. I got a handful of movies. I'll show you them afterwards.
Okay.
And I rewatched Cop Out, and that's actually a pretty good movie. The second time around, I actually liked it a lot more.
Which one was Cop Out?
It was Kevin Smith's like not one before Red State with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't remember it being a bad movie.
I don't remember it being bad. I just remember like when we walked out the theater, I felt like we were sort of like oh yeah, we're lying to ourselves. But actually when I was watching it, I'm like it's actually pretty darn enjoyable. Like I would say it's almost just as good as any of his other movies almost. Excluding maybe his like top ones, but like still. Yeah. Like I was watching it, I was like I thought it was funny. And, the action stuff in it, like it had good action stuff in it when it was action, simple, but like it got the point across. The music in it's like awesome, like. Just like the regular score in the background is so cool, but then also like the songs he picks too are like really good songs.
I want to remember it was like a John Carpenter type score, wasn't it? Did he do something
sort of like that? Kind of like just like it's the synthesized score, and then like just the songs he picked for it were really cool too.
I remember Black Betty. He used Black Betty.
Yeah, he used Black Betty. He used like Beastie Boys. He used Run DMC. There was just like all the music he chose. I thought felt really good, and it was I don't know. The second time I watched it, I'm like, that's actually a pretty damn good movie.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, totally worth watching. Totally, yeah.
Because the movie I wouldn't mind owning at some point.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. So I finally bought it, and I was like, I really wish it was like, I almost feel like should have bought this even earlier. I was like, I guess I got to that point where like, because he kept talking about how bad it was, so like, it almost sort of brought down like, oh, I guess it was just an okay Kevin Smith movie. Like, no, it's actually.
I think it was almost worse for him.
Himself down sometimes.
I think it was almost worse for him because
Bruce Willis.
He found out Bruce Willis, who was one of his idols, was an asshole. So yeah,
he got the moon. He didn't get the sun.
Apparently,
everybody else seems a fucking.
What was that about? What happened? He was an asshole.
Well, he was apparently very hard to work with. He would kind of show up on set whenever he felt like it, and he also was just talking about this movie so lame, and he was almost trying to like take control of it. He's like, all right, Bruce, these are your lines. My character wouldn't say that. It's like, well, your character does say it because
I wrote the damn thing.
It's on the script.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith didn't write the script.
It was actually written by two other guys.
He actually, this is the only movie he actually just directed and didn't write.
Yeah.
And Bruce is like, I don't, like my character wouldn't say it. So they almost had to stop and work around because you can't, he's the star of the movie. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And so there's that.
Well, it's funny because when you watch the movie and after reading like Kevin Smith's book and stuff, you watch it and go. Lots of times Bruce Willis is just sitting there talking. He's sitting there. He's just literally sitting and talking while Tracy Morgan's running around and being Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
I know that like it's once there's action, Bruce Willis stands up, but like he doesn't fucking move until.
Is it like as bad as like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse
Now?
Where he just talks about fucking growing fruits and shit or whatever for like
he's
half
sitting
an
in a
hour
bed
and then he just dies. God, that's another movie.
But no, I like Apocalypse Now.
I love that movie.
It's a good flick.
I just watch that. It's hard to do, but watch the long version of that movie.
The long version?
The Redux?
The Redux. It's like, what, 4 hours almost?
No, it's not that long. It's only like 28 minutes longer than the original one.
I feel like it's about...
It's like 3.5 hours.
I think it's like 50 minutes longer. I think it's about 50 at least. I think it's longer. I could have sworn it was like 3.5 hours almost. 3.5... Somewhere between 3.5 and 4 hours.
I know like the original cut's like 2 hours and 50 minutes. I think the Redux one's like 3 hours and like 33 something minutes. Somewhere around that ballpark.
I'll have to check, but they add some really cool
No, it's definitely worth watching that second one.
That scene with like the helicopter crash and everything, that's so weird. It's just so weird.
But I gotta watch the Redux. But that flick, what I love about it, just starts off like a normal like Vietnam film, but then by the time they get to Marlon Brando and his people, it becomes something else entirely different.
Yeah, you can't even really explain what it is.
It's not a Vietnam movie.
I thought you had the special edition version.
I haven't watched the Redux yet. I watched the regular version.
Oh, you watched the regular one first?
Watched the
I watched the other. It's like
they add like the
they
French
kind of just
scene.
like replace like it's best just to watch like that second one.
Yeah, they add like like when the Playboy bunnies come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they add a scene where like they find the helicopter crash and all this stuff like that, and they're like all the Playboy bunnies have gone like crazy, and they add like it sounds funny but it's creepy. It's
really?
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. Like I watched it like 3 times in a row. Just that scene.
Are they all dead or something?
Because I couldn't. No, they're not dead.
No, but well, except for that.
They find one body. I don't know if that whatever that was. I think that was a soldier's body though. Like that means that they like killed him. It doesn't really make any sense because I literally watched it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. I just know that it was creepy.
The scene that still does not make any sense to me. I guess it's maybe just talking about how messed up the war was and how like they would just shoot at nothing for no reason. Is when they get to when he's about 3/4 of the film and he's like going through like the river and like he stops in that one area and there's people like are shooting.
Yeah, they're just
shooting. What are they shooting at?
I don't know.
I feel like I need to talk to someone who's in the Vietnam War. They can help me out here.
It's when they find the puppy on the one boat.
No, that's way earlier.
No. It's the part where
it's towards like the
it's where they find those 2 like black guys that are shooting at like the Viet Cong. And they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "We're just shooting or something."
We just shoot. I don't know.
And I'm like, what is the point? I feel like if I was like from that era, like I would understand exactly what was happening. Like I remember, like my dad, like I tried to ask my dad that, and we were watching these. He's like, "Oh, I get it." And I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "You'll get it someday." I'm like, "Thanks, Dad. I don't get that scene. Like I want to talk to someone who's
about shooting at shit. You don't know what it is."
Like, I want to watch this with someone that was in the Vietnam War so they could explain this to me, like what that scene was. It's probably right in front of my face. I just don't understand exactly what that scene is.
Go to Martin Sheen's house and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing a young, good-looking Martin Sheen. I'm used to seeing like short and fat.
Yeah, I know.
And old and yelling at
you. And even though he's aged, except for recent years, he's kind of aged pretty badly as Harrison Ford. He looks like he's a stud in that movie.
Oh yeah,
good-looking guy in that movie.
I mean, like all 10-minute scene.
Still, but yeah.
That was one of the things you first see, like, oh look, Harrison Ford. I was expecting that.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'd like to watch the movie at the time when you didn't know who Harrison Ford was. So you're like, oh, who's this guy?
Yeah, well, you probably knew that. You probably just sort of went over it like.
Yeah, that character. Yeah.
Well, by that point, he was already in Star Wars. By that point, wasn't he? In Indiana Jones.
No, not yet. Yeah, I think that was before.
Way before Indiana Jones.
Yeah, way before Indiana Jones. But
wait. This came. When did?
Came out in the 70s.
Came out in
76.
I thought it came out like. Oh, it was 76, and that would be different.
And they started production like 71.
Yeah, it was a 4-year-long movie.
Oh, okay. I thought that movie came out like in 79 or something, so I thought Star Wars already came out by then.
No, it's either that or they start production in 76. Okay. Well, I mean, the movie, technically that shot is before Star Wars, no matter what.
And that's Lawrence Fishburne in that movie, right?
Uh-huh.
He looks so different then. He's like skinny, he's not all like...
Is Lawrence Fishburne, he was the captain?
He's the one.
The young guys, two black guys.
The one that
they
gets
both
shot.
die, but he's the first one to die.
I
had no idea.
That's Lowe's movies with the black guys are the first guys to go.
I know.
Well, luckily, good thing it took a while. It took a while for it to happen. It didn't happen right away, at least.
Yeah.
You actually felt sad. It was like, oh, miscellaneous black guy dead over there, whatever.
Yeah.
They actually treated it sadly, and I was out. The captain was my favorite character, so
cool.
I was sad to see the captain die in that movie.
Remember the guy that was, I think he was like the cook or something, like they found his head?
They chopped off his head and they dropped it in Martin Sheen's lap.
Yeah.
He's like, "Rah!" He's all screaming right before, it's a little before the door scene.
Yeah. So weird. Yeah, they have This Is the End playing at the very end.
Yeah.
They have the beginning and the end.
The Venture brothers did an awesome homage to that. There's this episode where
Is that the one where they did to the end or to the Apocalypse Now?
It was both, because you're playing the end in
Okay, because I thought it was just about Apocalypse, or just the song, the end.
Well, no, because what happens is there's a parallel action. Hank, one of the brothers, gets poisoned, so he has this whole illusion. He grabs this knife, and he's walking down the hallway with this knife. And then at the same time, Brock Sampson, he's going down to kill his mentor or something.
Yeah.
And
that's right. Yeah, I remember that part now.
And they have this whole parallel action going on, and Hank walks into his father's room and his laboratory. He's just doing science. He says, "Father, yes, son, I want to kill you." That's great.
Nice.
And they have this mimic. They have this mimic, kind of like a not accordion, fucking
piano.
Not piano. What's it called? The key, not a keyboard, I guess. Synthesizer.
Yeah, that's a piano keyboard. Yeah. It's all the same thing.
Yeah. So going over it the whole time. So.
Speaking of Bruce Willis, though, this goes kind of back to nothing, but I finally got to see the movie Moonrise Kingdom.
I wanted to see that. How was it?
I wanted to see that movie.
It was it kind of made me feel like I was gonna watch a 12-year-old porno.
Really?
Yep, that's really what I felt like it was gonna lead into. Like, you watch this movie and it's about this kind of Boy Scout group, and then there's this little kid in it who's fucking missing or whatever, and you realize, and it tells a story kind of back and forth, but then it kind of goes straight.
Yeah.
And it's about this 12-year-old Boy Scout kid who's doesn't have any family. He escapes, and there's this girl who has kind of a messed up family or whatever, and it's they're we're just gonna go live off in the woods or whatever. So you just kind of watch these two 12-year-olds kind of for
early Blue Lagoon or something.
Yeah, it really felt like Blue Lagoon. That's what it felt like.
But then the movie have a whole podcast on Blue Lagoon, honestly.
Well, then the movie really cuts right from there, and then they get brought back, and then they have to come back together and so on. But it's actually pretty good. Yeah. But first of all, you're just kind of sitting there, you're just there's 12-year-olds taking their clothes off and kissing.
That's weird.
What should I feel at this part?
That's weird. Since you brought it up, Blue Lagoon, you know what this has actually happened a couple of years ago, though I'm bringing it up now. A few years ago, I was watching TV, and the Blue Lagoon 2 came on TV. And
that's the one that has Mil Jovovich in it?
Yeah, it does. You know who else has in it? I feel like a terrible person saying I should know this guy's name, but Muldoon from Jurassic Park's in the movie.
Really? He's the other person? I never noticed that.
No, he's not the other guy.
Oh.
He's one of the guys who finds them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's in Blue Lagoon too. I'm like, this guy, I haven't seen him anything else but Jurassic Park in this. And that guy died in 1999. Freaking awesome actor. But,
how'd he die?
He had cancer.
Oh, it sucks.
Everybody has cancer.
Yeah, but, yeah, sad days.
Yeah.
But Moonrise Kingdom was it was pretty cool.
I wanted to see that movie. It was playing in theaters
here
for a day.
I'll say this. It definitely was not better than any of our other top 10 list movies, though. So don't have fear that it was going to outweigh any of those movies.
Oh, okay.
There's even some after it, too. But it was still really good, though. I enjoyed it.
I'll have to check that one out. Plus, I know Bruce Willis is playing something different.
Yeah, Bruce Willis plays kind of the only cop. It has a very cool environment to it. Just the look of everything. It's just they're on this one of those islands. I'm not too sure exactly where it's supposed to be at, but somewhere semi-north. I almost picture off the coast of Washington, one of those mini islands.
Oh, okay.
So it has a very neat look to it. Good characters. I don't know. Overall, it was pretty good though. But I wouldn't say it was anything better than other top 10 lists though.
Oh, alrighty.
But still worth watching. I don't know.
Keep an eye out for that one.
All right.
Have you ever seen the movie called The Eiger Sanction with Clint Eastwood?
No. What was this Clint Eastwood flick?
Yeah. The
Eiger Sanction?
It's a mountain in Switzerland.
Okay.
Not sanctioned, but Eiger is.
Eiger, okay.
But apparently what that movie is it's pretty much Clint Eastwood cliffhanger.
That sounds pretty badass.
It was pretty cool. I mean, it was one of those movies. When watching it, you could have totally edited this movie down. It was a little over a 2-hour long movie, but it was one of those movies it took 40 minutes for him to figure out what he's supposed to do. Then he goes and trains in Arizona to climb again for another 40 minutes. One of those movies I'm coming back from retirement, kind of like Commando, almost kind of thing.
Or Unforgiven.
Yeah, well, not like that kind of coming back. More like he's been out of it for just a bit, not like for a long time.
Like Space Cowboys when it was like
no, not
30 years.
Yeah, not like that long.
Yeah.
More just like Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, you know, like, I'm retired.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm a dog. Fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah.
But, no, it's pretty cool. It had some cool scenes. Kind of twisty. I forgot there's another actor in it, like, you could kind of remember who he is when you see him, but like, I can't remember what his name is. But, good action. Good Clint Eastwood.
I just imagine, like, if he has...
like all the people.
I don't know, one thing, it's not even Clint Eastwood's fault, but it's one of those things, if Clint Eastwood's in a movie, I have no fear for him. I know he's going to come out, with the exception of Gran Torino. Which to me he didn't. I'll say I don't think he actually died at the end of Gran Torino. I believe he staged the whole thing. I believe what actually happened
when
is
he gets to the morgue, he throws off the metal plate
from like fistful of dollars. Yeah, and I believe he just
spooks.
he staged this whole death. I believe.
Yeah.
How else would be there to sing that song? In my Gran Torino.
Exactly.
He's in the morgue singing that song.
You just see like the little pan thing he's in. You just hear like, this place is haunted. That's how he's singing at the end. He's actually watching from a bush as the Asian kid drives off in his car.
One thing I was really wished about that movie, even though like no one would think it because the average folk would think it was racist, but I really wish they made like a Gran Torino video game. You just like moved around like, hey, there's spooks in that corner. Go shoot them. Watch out. Hey, monk kid, get over here. I'll take you over there. We don't go blow up that house now.
No, I think what should have happened would have
like you get like frown points. Like every time you see something mad, like he's like frowns. It's like 5 times he frowns. He goes on like Super Saiyan mode.
You walk past the girl like in a belly shirt. You walk past like a Japanese made car.
Frown times 2.
And he gets like unlimited ammo once he hits that. No, but then like I think Spencer and I were saying after we walked out of that movie, we were saying like, you know what? It should have happened. It should have, because like, instead of the whole thing, oh, he faked his death, he got shot up a few times. I think it would have deserved the Academy Award just for having the balls to fucking do this. After he gets shot up,
he fucking then throws the plate down from Fistful of Dollars.
Pulls out two revolvers, starts taking out all the guys left and right.
And next thing you know, there's way more Asians than he thought was in there. There's like a ton of them that just start
the priest comes
up automatic rubbings.
He's like, I knew you guys multiplied with water.
A priest walks out with the sawed-off shotgun, joins them. The Asian kid comes out with a
like
machine gun.
Just a huge action scene.
They start playing that song from like Harold and Kumar too, like my dick supersized, your dick. You know, they start playing that song.
He's like,
it's at the very end, just like he like takes a cigarette, chucks it back, and it blows
hits the house. The whole house
It's
explodes.
like that's what you spooks get for fucking with my car.
Credits.
That's like gangster rap song going under the credits.
No, get out of the Gran Torino song still.
In a Gran Torino. No, I really think I'm kind of curious how that went because that was a very artistic choice. And like, all right, so Clint, you're directing this movie. How do you want it to end? Do you want us to get like an old sad song? Like, I want to sing a song. It's like, you don't exactly have a singing voice.
He used to say he sang in Paint Your Wagon.
Gonna paint your wagon.
Did he really sing in that?
Yeah, and
he doesn't have a singer.
There's other movies too. He
didn't show it in Gran Torino.
You know what's funny? Apparently in Paint Your Wagon though, when they brought that movie to Europe, Europeans don't like musicals. They literally cut all the songs out of it. They apparently do that with most musicals.
That sounds very American more than anything.
It's funny though, but apparently in Europe they don't like musicals, so most of the time
what about like Andrew Lloyd Webber? They love that guy.
That's one. England's different. I'm talking about like the red.
He's here now.
Strangely
they
enough,
deported
that's
him.
true.
That's right. They deported him. Yeah, he came over here.
Fucking take him. That's what Canada did to Justin Bieber.
Sometimes England doesn't feel as much like Europe. I don't know why. It feels kind of like an offshoot of Europe.
Yeah, it's like America Junior, even though we're really your parents.
Well, when I think like generally Europe, I always go like, oh, you know, like France, Spain, Germany, Italy.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of like It seems kind of like England, just like, no, take.
How short though is a musical when you cut all the songs? It's like a 30-minute movie.
I don't know. It's like take Rent and take all the songs out of Rent. It's like a 15-minute movie with AIDS, and then people die.
Well, I'm just thinking about England in the sense, kind of like just like, no, take it. It's all kind of gay, really. You know, trouble imagining.
It's all a little gay for us. Sorry.
We don't like it so much. We're just gonna go back to sipping our tea. It's really quite faggy, really. It's just not for us, you know.
It's like take Cats and make it like take all the songs out of Cats.
Yeah.
It's that Grisabella chick died. Now she's going to the Heaviside land. She died. Okay, that's too gay for us. Make it 5 minutes long.
That just sounds. That sounds funny. Just cut out all the music.
Just get that fucking music. Get that fag shit out of there. This is fucking France.
We're not gay here. We're not gay, Perry.
We made Taken.
Yeah, we're making up for all that shit. We make more action movies than America makes.
That's why we gave you Jean-Claude Van Damme, motherfucker.
You seen District B-13? Fuck no, you haven't.
Parkour! We fucking invented it! France!
Fuck yeah.
France, not just for faggots anymore.
Good mimes are target practice. What, you never got drunk and went out and killed something? Or fucked it?
They're like taking like big baguettes, just beating like mimes to death with them.
Like from Paris with Love.
Alright guys, come on. Let's go watch some like silent art house picture now. Fuck yeah! High five.
Fuck yeah, let's get hammered.
Bring the wine and cheese.
Moulin Rouge? Fuck that. That was New York. That wasn't Paris.
So you watch from Paris with Love, and that's just one of those movies just action packed. We brought John Travolta over so he could sniff cocaine, bang hookers, and kill people. France. Cut that musical shit out. But I just thought that was funny. It's like they literally they'll cut most of the songs, if not all the songs out. Like it's just like, well, what? How long can a movie be?
I don't know. That's just. I had no idea about that. I always kind of forget. Oh yeah, Paint Your Wagon is a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah, it is. And it's a Lee Marvin movie too.
Yeah, Lee Marvin's in it. Yeah.
Total badass.
Well, it seems like one of those movies. Like the movie was kind of like a flop, and I kind of understand why, because when you
Paint Your Wagon,
it didn't make a lot of money.
No, because they spent a buttload of money on it because nobody had any idea what they were doing. Because apparently originally it was a really shitty kind of Broadway musical with one hit.
Yeah,
and
it
was
at that point. Wandering Star song. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's still done for some reason. Everyone fucking does it. Like,
well, I think it's one of those movies like over time it's kind of become like a classic.
Yeah, I hear Robert it's like Sierra Theater does it every fucking 2 years. It seems like.
And it's one of those ones like they brought a new lady in to write a bunch of songs. One that's for like to write like 8 songs for Clint Eastwood, like in jazzier style, like he likes.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I was just saying, I was just before I say more about that movie. I forgot now. You say what you're gonna say.
Robert Evans, the guy who did The Godfather and Rosemary's Baby, he produced that movie in his autobiography, in his documentary on his life. He's just like, yeah, I made Godfather, all this stuff, which advertised to a bunch of people. People loved it. Then I also made Popeye and Paint Your Wagon, which no one liked. But the thing about we'll come to Popeye in a second. But Paint Your Wagon though, because when you think about it, it's kind of like, okay, it's a Western. It's like all the guys like Westerns, yeah, but it's like, but it's a musical, and then you get people like musical people who like, oh, it's a Western.
Yeah. You know? Well, funny about that movie too. Apparently, it came out at a time when musicals were just like bombing at like the box.
Yeah, was it the 70s?
No, 60s.
60s. Oh,
late 60s. Late 60s.
Yeah, like right, because it's after actually, no, Fiddler on the Roof was 70s.
Fiddler on the Roof was 70s.
But like, yeah, musicals kind of died because there was like that thing where musicals were like the thing that you saw in movies. They were
yeah,
like,
for
they were
like the 40s and 50s, they were really big.
Fucking like superhero movies of nowadays, like back then, you know.
Yeah, people.
But like after like, I want to say like, what's that movie with Henry Hill? The Music Man. Like after that, it seems like it kind of
they were hits. Even movies like My Fair Lady, like it still like won like awards, but like they were just kind of plummeting.
That won Best Picture, didn't it?
Yeah, it won Best Picture, but like it won awards, but didn't make as much money. That was at the time when they just kind of gave awards. Well, they still do.
There were those couple hits like you know Fiddler on the Roof that blew up. That was amazing. And that you know, there's a couple of the movies, but yeah.
But no, that was at the time period though.
Yeah.
So they spent a buttload of money. Apparently at that time, like Clint Eastwood had 3 movies out at the same time in summertime. Could you imagine going to the movie theater and having 3? I mean, you go to the movie theater. I mean, how many movies are they showing for one? So that means that you probably have like an over 50% of the margins at the movie theater of your movies.
If it was in the 60s, it was probably like one of his westerns, probably like Joe Kidd or something. I bet.
No, it was 2 Meals for Sister Sarah.
That's a good flick.
It was Paint Your Wagon was out and Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes, yeah.
I actually never movies were out at the same exact time.
Never seen Kelly's Heroes, but Two Mules for Sister Sarah was a good flick. Yeah. It was actually, you know, him doing a romantic comedy, which it sounds like a Western romantic comedy, but Clint Eastwood in it. Made it awesome.
It's supposed to be originally Elizabeth Taylor was supposed to be like the woman in it, but then she decided she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to go to Mexico. She wanted to go to Spain. And everybody else was like, fuck that. We are going to Mexico because it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a good flick. I love that. There's actually a Clint Eastwood marathon today on some channel.
I'm having a Clint Eastwood marathon at my house.
Yeah. Every day is a Clint Eastwood marathon.
Just like every day is a Batman marathon.
Exactly. Oh, there's actually some Batman I want to say. Cisco, I don't know if you'll give a shit about this.
It's about Superman Unbound.
What is it
about? No. Superman Unbound. Tell me about Superman Unbound in a second.
It comes out like in a month.
Is it Christopher Nolan Batman?
Oh, not Christopher Nolan Batman, no.
Okay.
No, but no, it's actually the comic book Batman.
Oh, okay.
All right, now, I haven't read it, but Damian Wayne, the newest Robin, died a little bit ago.
But now he's back.
No,
now he's wacky.
He probably will.
He's
played by Pauly Shore
and Rob Schneider.
Rated PG-13.
It's split personality.
By night, he's a serious crime fighter. By day, he's a wacky college student. Whoa!
He likes to surf on his free time.
Robin, we gotta go kill the Joker.
No, Batman, I gotta do my chemistry homework.
Damn,
getting laid. I'm pledging for TKE, and I gotta get laid this
Batman's
year.
just like, these Robins gotta stop getting killed. Something just happens to them mentally afterwards.
No one of these fucking Robins keep getting killed. The last Robin that died, he became a sociopath and killed everybody. This Robin's just a fucking loser. What the fuck happened?
He can't even get laid in college.
No, okay, so Damian died, and I guess I just assumed the Batman and Robin series would probably stop until he got a new Robin, but apparently it's still going on, and they're trying to figure out who the new Robin's gonna be. That's almost the thing. Who's the next Robin? And she was in an issue, but they're not sure if it's actually gonna be. They're doing the whole tease. I guess they're like, this could be a single thing. Like, well, how do we top that? Throw this in there. This will bring in fans. Carrie Kelly was just added to the actual chronology of the DC universe. So
that's kind of cool, though.
And they're not sure if she was just in this one issue to be, oh, she might be the next Robin or not. So she actually might be added to the chronology in the actual next Robin.
What if Batman decided to step down and say, no, I'm going to be Robin for a bit. I'm going to have somebody else fill it.
Let's just see what happens. Maybe I'll die.
It seems like the Robin job is about 10 times easier than the fucking Batman job.
He like straps on like the green Speedo and the red
it's
like
just
shirt.
like it's like a belly shirt.
We were actually at one point, we never did this, but back when we were still talking about doing the drunk Batman in live action, we were talking about doing that. We were talking about doing an episode, and this would have been fucking frightening. But we were talking about doing an episode where they switched minds, because I can do the Robin voice, and Spencer could actually also do the Batman voice. So we were gonna have this
like one of those. What's that movie called by Disney?
Freaky Friday.
Yeah,
so we're gonna have an episode where maybe
Batman style.
where Spencer was dressed like Batman, and I was in the fucking Robin outfit, and I was wearing like the fucking green tie, and like, oh, Batman! How fucking frightening would that be?
That'd be like that Neil Young album that came out. What's the one that no one talks about?
His rockabilly album where he's in the pink like suit. He has his
Exactly.
hands up like, don't buy this fucking album.
I didn't realize it until I printed this picture.
Like, stop! No, Neil, we're using that. Fuck, okay. At least it's a warning.
Alright.
Dude, I'm getting famished. I'm fucking hungry.
I agree.
Let's get
That's
some
where
food.
we ended.
Yes.
That's cool. Kelly
Kelly is
going
to be maybe Robin.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
I'm Cisco Garcia.
And you can get the fuck out of here.
At oldmanorange.com.